Well, when your plane lands in the Tel Aviv airport, first thing you'll do is you'll go through a security check where they'll look over your passport and ask you just a few questions. Basically, they want to know, where are you going? First thing to do, make sure you tell them that you're with a tour. Don't say seminar, Bible telling, just simply say you're on a tour. I'll be giving you the hotel that you'll be staying at, so have that handy. But mostly, you're going to be on a tour bus. And so what you do not do, you do not hand them your schedule. I will send it to you. Do not just push that across to them to look at. Simply answer the questions. When you answer, try to answer as much as possible that you're going to Jewish places. Easy way to remember. 2 cities, 2 seas. Jerusalem, Caesarea. Sea of Galilee, Dead Sea. You probably won't get past that once you say that. But then if they're still looking at you, then start saying particular sites, the Garden Tomb, Caesarea Philippi, Mount of Olives, whatever comes to mind. It doesn't really matter. Just stay away from these cities. These are Arab cities. Do not say Bethlehem. Do not say Jericho. Do not say Samaria, unless they ask. Always tell the truth. Just don't volunteer too much. And do not tell them that you're going to be having an evening meal in an Arab home, unless they ask. Do not volunteer that information. But this is going to be a very short time. You won't get very far in this. Don't worry about it too much. You'll walk out after you get your suitcases. You'll come out into the general area. This is a good time to exchange money if you want to. Now, it's true. You can go through this entire seminar using American money and credit cards. But personally, I like to have some shekels with me. One of the reasons is the fact I think it's kind of fun working with shekels. Also, few things are a little bit cheaper if you have shekels, but you don't have to. But there in the airport, if you do want to have shekels, that's a great place to do it. As you walk out, look a little bit to your left, and you'll see it up on the far wall. And how much? Well, that's up to you, but I generally tell people about $200 per person, and that's up to you. Concerning where you go from here, Bible telling seminars fall into one of 2 types. The first type is people who come from all over the United States and around the world, and you're arriving at different times. So what we have to do is get you to the first city and the first hotel. The second type are those who are all from the same church or the same Christian organization. You're flying on the same airplane. You're arriving at the same time. If you're part of that second group, then there'll be a bus waiting for you. As a matter of fact, when you walk out into the general area, once you get your luggage, you'll see someone stand there with a sign with the words Bible telling on it or the name of your organization. Once everyone is out and everything's together, you'll be taken to your bus. Good time to use the restroom right here before you get on the bus. If you're going to Jerusalem, it's going to take you about a little over an hour to get there. If you're going to Haifa, which is our favorite place to have you go, it'll take you over 2 hours. So be prepared for that. If you're part of the first group and you're all arriving at different times, then we have to get you to your hotel. And it's all set up. The rest of this film will deal with how to get you from the airport to your hotel. Now, flexibility is what we're talking about here. You're either going to Jerusalem or you're going to Haifa. And it's easy to do either way. For the sake of the film, we're going to pretend that you're going to Haifa and that you're staying at one of our favorite places, Stella. Again, we will let you know for sure where you'll be going and the hotel that you'll be staying in. But for now, go through the procedure pretending that you're going to Haifa. Now, once you're done, you will walk out of the front doors. Now, as you step outside, you will notice some vans lined up on both sides. You also see a sign that talks about shuttles going to Jerusalem and going to Haifa, as the sign says. To the right are the vans going to Jerusalem, and to the left are the vans going to Haifa. You obviously, going to Haifa, you want to go to the left. Someone's going to see you looking at the vans, and they're going to walk up. They've been placed there to walk up and ask you, where are you going? All you need to say at this point is Haifa. You don't have to tell them what hotel you're going to. Simply say Haifa. They will take you to a van. Now, a bit about the security. I know you've just walked outside the airport, that secure area, and you're walking outside and people are walking up to you. You may feel a little bit nervous, but understand this. The security in Israel is very tight. They are looking out for you. Matter of fact, they have a level of police called the tourist police. These people are serious. They carry guns, and you may not always see them, but they're always looking at you, and they want to make sure that you are safe. At this point, you're at the airport, the guy's going to walk up, ask you where you're going, tell them Haifa, they'll take you to a van. This is, in the Hebrew, called a sherut. And the sherut system works like this. Rather than all of the hotels across the country sending vans to the airport, they have it worked out where these sheruts take you to wherever you want to go. They take you to the city. Like in Haifa, they will take you to the city, and then they'll drop the different passengers off at their various hotels or youth hostels or homes even. And so as you walk up, they will have to fill that van before they leave. So, if you get there and you're the first person to get on that van, well, you've got a little bit of a wait, but probably no more than about a half hour. But obviously, if you get on and you're the last person to get on, well, you're going to be leaving fairly soon. Now, once you're going, then as you go down the road a ways, at that point, people will start passing money up to the front. If you have shekels, this is going to cost you, I don't know, somewhere in the area of $20, $21, $22. It's best just to ask someone standing next to you, or sitting next to you, how much does it cost? And then once you get that, go ahead and pass to the front. At that point, the driver is going to want to know where you're going. What is the location in Haifa that you're going? I put the name of the place on the screen. It's Stella Monastery. A beautiful place. You will enjoy being there. It's actually, as you see the coastline of Israel, all these years you've been looking at the coastline of Israel and you saw that little bit that sticks out into the sea up near the top. That's where you're going. That's Haifa. On top of that, the monastery that you're going to actually is on the tip of that piece of landmass. It's a beautiful place. Once you get there, go ahead and check in. But there are two things you should do. Two things. Number one, stay awake. Now, I know you probably napped a little bit on the van going north, but at this point, try staying awake. There are things to do, and you don't want to sleep too early. Secondly, walk around. Plan to walk. There are things to do right there. You're on this little bit of a peninsula. You're at the edge right there. There are hiking trails that will take you down the mountain. Remember, you're on Mount Carmel. So there are hiking trails that will take you down. As you hike down, you see a lighthouse, and there's Elijah's caves. There's also a cable car that you can go down. Matter of fact, you might want to hike down and take the cable car back up. If you have more time, a little bit more adventurous, you can go downtown Haifa. That's kind of a touristy area down there. You walk along, there's shops, there's eating places, there's coffee houses. You can sit out on the sidewalk. Great place. Matter of fact, eating is one of the things that you want to do. There's all kinds of food down there, but you may want to look into a falafel. A falafel is a Mediterranean food that I like. Then there's a shawarma. Same thing, except it has meat. There's also the Baja Gardens, if you have more time. These go right up from the downtown area. Over 40 gardeners watch over those gardens, but you got to have enough time to actually see those. Anyway, stay awake and walk. That night we'll have a meeting, probably around 8:30. We will go over a few things, might even have our first story told right there. But after our 8:30 meeting, then you'll be free to go to your rooms. But I recommend that even after that, you go outside and walk a little bit more out underneath the stars. It's a beautiful place. Get a good night's sleep, as much as jet lag will allow you. And then we'll have breakfast. We'll announce at the meeting exactly what time that will be, but probably 7 o'clock. Could be 6:30. And then our bus leaves around 7:45. Well, you'll have a good time experiencing the country and going to Haifa. And once you're there, then I can truly say, I'll see you in Haifa.